Creativity is inherent, and I think that it is something that we're all born with, and it's just a matter of practice to really take us to the point where we could call ourselves artists. I am actually from Dixon, Illinois, Ronald Reagan's hometown, where I grew up until I was about 7 or 8. Then we moved to Wichita to be closer to my grandparents. So I've been here ever since and am a practicing Wichitan. I love Wichita. Wichita's got so much good stuff going on for it right now, especially there's a renewed sense of pride around the arts, all kinds of stuff around the city. There's just so many things that are out of your control. And I think it takes an artist to really embrace that and embrace that fear and embrace that lack of control and navigate the chaos with confidence and grace. There's a great Picasso quote, something like, everyone's born an artist and the hard part is staying one. My main influences growing up would probably be my direct family. So my parents would always draw with me, my siblings would. So I had a good obsession with dinosaurs and I would draw dinosaurs over and over and over again. In middle school and high school, the next big influencer on my work would be the surrealists. Things like automatic writing, stream of consciousness, the paranoiac critical method from Salvador Dali. Post-college, I kind of had a really raw wealth of emotional material that I could craft from, and I felt that realism and surrealism were not adequately sufficient to express what I felt at the time. This kind of led me to grand emotional breakdown of traditional representation in art. Abstract work just kind of poured out of me. So this was something that came out of a real place of need, no other artistic influence to speak of. Gave me a really critical understanding of truly the sublime in life and in art. It kind of pivoted back toward representation and furthermore public art. It kind of led me to do a lot of murals. There's actually been quite a few iconic murals around town that we've been a part of as Tripoli, me and my girlfriend. And you realize that through representation you're able to affect a much wider group of people in a really public and powerful way. I don't try and limit myself or even think too far into the future about what's coming. You know, I try and just focus on what I love and what interests me and let that push me into the future. I'd always had parents who'd been really supportive of my interest in the arts. They'd always pushed me into art classes, painting classes. My grandparents drew, they were very good at it. My dad did too. And I think that's just one of the things that I was surrounded by constantly growing up. I usually work with traditional mediums like oil, acrylic, pencil, ink, sometimes clay. You know, whether you feel like you're succeeding or failing, it truly doesn't matter as long as you're just creating. This retrospective in a way that showcases that actually starts when you're a child, you know? You don't have to be like 80 years old to have a good amount of experience under your belt. And I want people to really understand that it is progress, you know, and that things are getting better and that it's okay to suffer, that eventually things are all right, you know? And I think that's a universal truth that I think we could all do well to remember, that everything is all right at any given moment, that it is getting better. And I hope that this show can help people see that. Sisyphus, for those who don't know, is actually a Greek story, and it would be a character who was cursed to carry a boulder up a mountain. And the curse was that once he got to the top, he would have to go all the way back down and do it again. And this is something he would do for eternity. I think it's the story of an artist and the story of life, and that we should be content with carrying that weight. We all have that cross to bear. Retrospective actually affords me an opportunity to exhibit a lot of these works that have just been kind of hanging out in my parents' collection or just hanging out in my studio and really do something cool with them. So it's a really great thing to be able to show those kind of pivotal pieces in this exhibit. Emergence is another one that was kind of a critical juncture between my representational and my abstracts. So you can really see these kind of transitions as you move throughout the gallery, how you might start seeing things losing certain points of fixation and planes dissolving and shifting and opening up and really just kind of resting in this space that could be a multitude of things. It could be any infinity of what the mind wants to project onto it. I think my creativity at this point is definitely trying to expand into all kinds of other things too. You'll see some really cool works that are kind of these transitory states where they flip between representation and non-representation, where you can see discernible things or you can just see what you imagine. So it's a really cool thing as an artist to be able to let these things happen and progress and just just kind of be there to see them through, kind of letting your children grow. The artistic path is not always so cut and dry. It's always taking turns, and it's transforming, and it's getting better, it's refining. I think it's a great opportunity to see that over the course of 20 years of someone's life. And it's hard to say, where this work is even going. I'm still so young, I couldn't even fathom, where I'm gonna be able to take it in just even 10 years' time. I think there's a lot of fear that naturally goes with any creative pursuits. It'd be, losing creativity, falling back, hitting against a wall, creative blocks. Whether the public's gonna accept it or be moved by it in any positive way or negative. I want to be able to show that it is a grind, and being an artist is something that you have to work at over and over and over and over again. Just working at it over time, really just keep creating.